Hey, this is Mark Washington here at John Paul Jones Arena, UVA 65, Notre Dame 53, in a game that probably looked exactly the way that you imagined it looked if you didn't watch it. Uh, UVA was very, very good defensively, and as I spoke about in in our pregame, it was no Virginia needed to make enough threes so Notre Dame could not jam up the gap. And Virginia went 13 for 25 from three. Jacob Groves was 6 for 10 from the floor. He was 6 for 8 from three. And then Reese Beekman was 4 for 7 from three. Now, Coach Shrewsbury talked about the Beekman threes. He said they were willing to give those up. The Groves ones, no. Those weren't ones that they were willing to give up. And, you know, this was one of those typical Virginia wins, and one of those wins that show you that Virginia is kind of going in the direction they want to go. They mucked it up in the first half. Defensively, they played very, very well. Even though Marcus Burton, this is where probably in my eyes and Shrewsbury's eyes, even though Shrewsbury's eyes is much more qualified than mine. On the surface, Marcus Burton, 6 for 10, 4 for 5 from the free throw line, 17 points. 4 assists, 3 turnovers, and he talked about how efficient, how good the numbers look. I thought the decision making was better, but I thought the numbers were almost empty calories. Now, as a coach, I understand why Shrewsbury says what he says, because at times there have been games where Marcus Burton has turned the ball over 7, 8 times, and I didn't want to get hit by a ball. Turned the ball over 7, 8 times. He only had 3 turnovers against UVA's defense, and his decision-making was better. It's been better than some of the other games I've watched Notre Dame play, but Notre Dame went to halftime down 15 points. UVA was up by double digits. Then Notre Dame comes out in the second half, and they get some deflections. They get some stops. They force 3 early turnovers, and next thing you know, hey man, Notre Dame has gotten this game down to 8. And then UVA pushed back up to 10. Notre Dame gets it back down to 8. Then there was a timeout. And coming out the timeout, Notre Dame gets a shot clock violation. And then the wheels came off. And UVA's defense started choking them out. Notre Dame, I felt like, did not reverse the ball enough. They didn't use 2 sides of the floor enough. It got stuck, especially when they tried to go middle screen and roll. If they tried wing screen and roll, the ball got stuck on the same side of the floor, and the ball never reversed. Now, it's easier said than done against UVA's defense, but it is a must that you have to make that defense go side to side, and then on ball reversal, attack, get downhill, get into the gaps to try to collapse it, right? And then there's things you can do once you get 2 feet in the paint. Notre Dame just could not do it, or wasn't willing to do it. I don't even know, couldn't execute to do it. I don't know how you want to define it, but once UVA got the stranglehold in the second half, they never let it go. So, like I said, Reese Beekman led UVA in scoring, 21 points. Groves had 18 points. McNeely had 11. Notre Dame did a good job on McNeely, just trying to take things away from him that he's comfortable with. But once again, and this says a lot about Tony Bennett, and it says a lot about the players. You know, they take away certain things, and no one here forces stuff. They don't feel like, oh, well, you know, I should be more involved in offense, or I haven't been in a shooting posture in a while. Let me get this one off. They don't do that. You see that at other schools. Don't get it twisted. But they don't do that here, so they stay incredibly patient. And that's something to the type of players you recruit and the culture that you have. For Notre Dame, Burton led them in scoring with 17. Braden Shrewsbury came off the bench, had 16 on 4 of 8 shooting from 3. He was 6-11 overall. But sorry about that. Now at that time I was going to get hit by a ball. But he really, really played well. I thought that Shrewsbury ran some good action for Shrewsbury that gets him open, especially when you have someone electric like Burton. But the keys were the keys. Notre Dame turned the ball over 18 times, something they couldn't do. UVA stretched the floor, wouldn't allow Notre Dame to jam the gaps by hitting 3-pointers. And really, it was a low free throw shooting game. Notre Dame only attempted 6 free throws. UVA only attempted 6 free throws, which is why this game ended before all the other 7 o'clock games. But good win for UVA, and now they're 7-3 in conference, 16-5 overall, and looking like, and you'll see it on So Long Tobacco Road, looking like one of the 2 better playing teams in the ACC, along with Duke. I know North Carolina's been playing well too, despite the loss from Georgia Tech, but Duke and Virginia look like they are on their way to getting in an incredible groove. For Notre Dame, 7-14 overall, 2-8 in the ACC. I'm going to wrap it up here from Charlottesville. Once again, Virginia 65, Notre Dame 53.